Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on co-mailing and co-palletization, the latest in WindowBook's new educational webinar series. My name is Monica Lundquist, and I'm the Postal Affairs and Technical Support Manager here at WindowBook. We are particularly pleased to have with us today our guest speakers, Dale Miller, who is Postal Affairs Manager from RR Donnelley, and Erv Drewek, Manager of Distribution and Postal Affairs from Brown Printing Company. Both gentlemen have a long history of involvement in the mailing industry, and both RR Donnelley and Brown Printing Company offer a variety of printing, mailing, and distribution services, such as co-mailing, commingling, and co-palletization. WindowBook's webinar guest speakers are responsible only for the educational content of the webinar itself, and they make no endorsement, express or implied, of WindowBook Incorporated and or its products and services. Before I turn it over to our guest speakers, let's first go over the definitions for the various terminology used to describe combined mailings. Co-mailing is used to describe the process of combining individual pieces of flat-size mail together into the same mail stream. An example would be combining different magazine titles into the same mail stream, or combining different catalogs into the same mail stream. Commingling is used to describe essentially the same process as co-mailing, except that this is the term that's used to describe the process of combining individual pieces of different letter-size mailings. Co-palletization is used to describe the process of combining not the individual mail pieces, as with co-mailing or commingling, but rather the combining of handling units, such as bundles of flat mail or trays of letter mail, onto the same pallet. For purposes of today's webinar, we will be concentrating on the flat mail environment, which involves both co-mailing and co-palletization. We will be offering a separate webinar on the commingling process for letter-size mail at a later time. With that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Erv and Dale, and they'll be presenting co-mailing and co-palletization for the flat-size environment. So Erv, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Erv Drewek. I'm the Manager of Postal Affairs for Brown Printing Company, and I'll let Dale introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Dale Miller from RR Donnelley Logistics, Manager of Postal Affairs.
Today we have a pretty extensive agenda, but the first thing I would like to do is just open with some general comments about the Postal Service. And first of all, we know that the audience has their pick from a lot of different seminars. There are webinars that are going on. Today there's a few of them going on talking about the Postal Service also, but this webinar is going to be important because of all the things that are happening right now. But the first thing that I want to mention is the financial condition of the Postal Service, and it's very dire. The facts are pretty clear. Since 2006, total mail volume is down 22% for the Postal Service. Standard mail alone is down 18%, and the first-class mail, which is their most profitable mail, is down 26%. The Postal Service just recently released their August numbers, and they have lost another $1.8 billion. So their fiscal year is looking not too good right now, and if it continues on the path that it is, they're projected to lose about $10 billion. And last year, they lost $8.5 billion. So we know a lot of customers out there are setting their budgets, and they're asking what is going to happen next year. The Postal Service has already come out and said that they are going to take the CPI cap, which will become effective January 22nd, 2012. And right now, the CPI is tracking at about 2.5%, almost to 3%, and you can view that on the Postal Regulatory website that is out there. Now, there is also the outside possibility with all of the legislation that is currently in Washington and that is going on, and there has been talk of the possibility of another exigent rate filing next year. So there's plenty of legislation that is out there, but the three biggest plans right now is the first one was introduced by the President last week, or by the Obama administration,